Alright guys, you guys have asked for second gen content for a whole lot, so here it is. We're working on G8 finally. We're here with...
I'm David Best. I am a Sunday Cup driver. This is my car. Seb has been generous enough to sponsor me for the season, and we're getting some work done.
So we came up with a list of a couple of upgrades that we want to do, which we've got on the little whiteboard here. First off is a seat. Why do we want to do a seat?
I noticed at Mid-Ohio, I think I am maybe the last fit in the lineup that is still on a stock seat, and I upgraded the seat in my other car. I know how much they're worth on track, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how much energy I'm putting into keeping myself locked down in a stock seat. So
seats are worth a whole lot because you are not spending so much time and energy holding yourself in place, and you can focus on driving more. David over here is a fast driver. He is competitive. He has podiumed before, so we want to give him every little last ounce that we can to make him that much better. Part of that will also be installing a clutch tail valve delete because we've not done that on the car yet. We're going to do a short throw shifter to make those shifts also crisper and faster. We're going to do a wink mirror to try to get a little bit more visibility, and then we've got some other little stuff that we got to do, like some fog light stuff from a fun little off that you had recently.
what happened? Oh, fuck me. God damn it! Yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of going through, making the car better, making small upgrades that will incrementally make for better lap times. You'll see here that we've got the interior pretty torn apart. We've taken off the center console so we can get to the shifter. I'm finalizing some stuff for the shifter plate right over there. We've got the stock seat here, which we might be weighing. If we do, I'll put it up on the screen. And then we've got a planted seat bracket. The seat that we're using is a bottom mount, so we do need something of this sort. I really like these. They're better build quality than like the Corbu brackets that are just strips of metal. And these are nicely laser cut and welded. And then the seat that we're using is actually the old seat that I was using last season on my Black Fit. It is a D&D Nikos. It's basically styled after a bride brid seat. It's got very aggressive bolstering on the sides, which is very nice. It has a little bit of a wider shoulder area than a lot of seats. I know David here saying that he's got a Buddy Club in his 8.6 that he really likes. I don't fit in those, but I fit in these, so if you do have a little bit of a wider body build, these are awesome, and they're pretty fairly priced. So now we got to get it off of the GD bracket, get it onto the second gen bracket, and get it all bolted in, adjusted, make sure that it's comfortable for them, and then we'll continue.
A few moments later.
All right, whole bunch of time has passed when we've gotten very little done. We have got shift plate pretty much dialed. I still have to mess with these two brackets. That's why they're yellow, and these two are black. This is for the stock shifter assembly. It does clear all of the gears very nicely and shows off that awfully terrible looking off yellow stock shifter. We've also got a bucket seat sitting in here now with that super cool glittery back, and we are about to do some stuff to get the harnesses in place. David here will be running both the factory seatbelt and also an anti-submarine harness. Is that right?
Yeah, the 4-point with the anti-submarine, safest with the stock airbags.
He will be keeping, you know, factory safety equipment, so it's kind of going to be a mix of both worlds here. It of course had to be Takata and of course had to be green. So we're
The only
thinking
choice.
we're going to be making the shift plate in green to match that. So next thing will be getting rid of that thing and making one that fits properly and looks cooler, and finishing up that stuff. But we got a little surprise for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Hit me.
All right, I'm having him close his eyes, and I got something special for him. Hands out.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. That looks a little bit nicer than OEM. Hell yeah.
So, got in contact with Hybrid Racing.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a evolving relationship with them,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to put a Hybrid Racing shifter in Jay's car.
Uh-huh.
Jay and I have been working out some stuff. I owed him a couple of bucks because of turbo things that were happening.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was removing the shifter, like my budget shifter, from his car, putting that in my car, giving him my Hybrid Racing shifter, and the brand new unit is going into your car.
Oh shit. All right. Hell
So
yeah.
you're gonna have a brand spanking new, beautiful looking
Yeah.
shifter
Seriously.
from Hybrid Racing.
Holy shit.
So yeah,
Well, yeah, that'll get it done. Thank you, man.
no problem.
Hell yeah.
David's been awesome to work with over there, and he supplied the part. So I figured it makes more sense to have a time attack driver have the better shifter that's actually going to function better instead of, the guy that's just Johnny Tranning around town and dropping off packages for you guys. But yeah, now we get to do the whole shifter plate again
Right.
for that thing.
This is awesome. Hell yeah.
So we were talking a whole bunch off camera, and I was explaining some things, and I figured if I'm going to hype up Hybrid Racing, which their shifter is the best one that I've ever used on any car ever, I might as well do it on camera and let you all hear why these are so great. Number one, you get rid of the base bushing shifter slop. This is something that we had talked about earlier, and I'm going to show you right now.
Yeah.
So you'll see the actual base of the shifter, the whole thing wiggles. It's got bushings that mount it that are pretty soft. You can get base bushings that are basically just like milled aluminum, but it does have a ton of flex, which is why there is extra room on both sides of this shift plate meant for the OEM box. When you upgrade to something like the Hybrid Racing shifter, it's direct mounted. So this just drops right in. And you don't have to worry about base bushings. So it takes a whole lot of flex out of the shifting.
It's just metal to metal.
Yep. And then on top of that, you get to have two different types of shift springs. So you can do a softer or a harder shift spring.
Okay.
What that affects is your side to side movement.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
centering
like,
force.
yeah, so like how quickly it comes to center, and how much force you put on it. I've always liked the stiffer one just because I run my shifter taller, because I like my shifter being closer to the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I usually run the little dog leg back, so I like a further back seating position. But you can angle it more towards the driver's side, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I use the stiffer spring. And then the other like sort of funny thing that you have to do with this is down here, this guy is where your shift cable attaches. This one attaches sideways, where the OEM one attaches down. So you rotate the cable 90 degrees. It pops right in, uses all the OEM clips and everything. You also get adjustable throw.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, I noticed the...
Two-threaded
makes
inserts where you can do shorter or longer throw. Like this comes off if I had tools. And
I'm assuming the longer throw is still significantly shorter than OEM.
Yes. I run it on the shorter throw, and I really like the way that it feels. It's not too short. It's still very easy to find gears. So yeah, again, thank you Hybrid for supplying this.
Yeah,
it's going to go to great use in a competitive environment, and we're going to have to get some stickers made to put on the car too. So
yeah, definitely.
so yeah, we're going to pop this in. going to make a new shift plate to accommodate for the shifter, and I guess see you after. All right, we've got seat sort of in, we've got shifter all the way in. This thing is super easy install. You've got 4 bolts that hold the base in. We got 2 shifter cables. You do have to rotate the shifter cable that goes underneath the shifter, and then we didn't put the clip in this one yet, did we, on the side one?
No.
Okay, so let's not forget to put that clip in place. But yeah, let's see what you think about going through the gears on it.
Yeah, the first shifts. Okay, that is more than a small improvement. Yeah.
And then how do you like the height?
I like it.
You think that the clocking should change?
Honestly,
because that's kind of like, if we look at it this way, it's very even here to here. It's a straight line with the steering wheel. So like where your hand would be to then come down, it doesn't have to, you know, like move too far back or anything. It looks fairly natural.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think I'm happy with it there.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna actually finalize the install.
Lock everything down.
Lock everything down, and then I can get back to work on making a shift plate for this one.
Oh yeah.
The next day.
All right, we're here. It's a new day. We finished doing seat install with the harnesses last night. We've got the hybrid shifter all mounted up and adjusted just the way that David here wants it. We've also got a clutch daily valve delete that we're about to start installing. So we've got the airbox out, and it's pretty difficult to see, but it's all the way in back behind the strut tower there. We can start crossing things off the list. So we've got seat off of there, we've got shifter off of there. We didn't put harness on, but imagine it's here and I'm crossing it off. So now I'm gonna finish the shifter plate for the hybrid stuff, and I'm gonna have David do the clutch delay valve delete install, and we'll get a little bit closer to having this thing wrapped up. Alright, so we've got the factory setup off the car. You'll see right here, this is the factory delay valve. This is what makes the clutch suck ass on Fitz and some other Hondas and other cars. The line goes down, bolts to the frame rail, and then comes up to the hard line, which then goes to the transmission. It's kind of a convoluted route. So what my kit includes is this, which is a master without the delay valve on it. You do have to use this little swivel fitting. This will spin, and that is normal. This has to be transferred to the end of the new fitting or the new master. It does have an O-ring already on it. You do have to lubricate it when you install it, and then the hard line goes to here and then goes to where this would end and just makes it one nice straight shot instead of this whole thing. So gonna get that all done up. When you buy the kit, this does not come installed. That is on purpose. You want to sort of match this to the same length and then get it in the car. When you mount this in the car, you basically want the pin to slide in and out freely without you having to force the pedal at all, and then play with preload once the stuff is bled. That's one of the most important parts of this install, is to make sure that you get the adjustment on the clevis proper to have full engagement and you're not overexerting the rod or having too much preload on it, because it will make this fail prematurely or wear your clutch. So you're going to take this apart now.
Yep.
Harvest that fitting and clip, swap it onto here, throw it all back together.
Cool.
All right, so we've got the new master cylinder swapped over with the reservoir line in there and the swivel fitting, which does turn, if you guys can see that, and the clip. And now I get messages about this all the damn time. People will grab the line, which has a threaded fitting on the end, and go, this does not compute. It doesn't work. And that's because you have to grab the swivel fitting off the factory one with the clip that retains it, and then you put it on the new guy, And it threads right on, no need for any sealant. This is a flared line. And now you've got your beautiful new kit ready to go in the car.
Perfect.
Alright, so we got the car pretty much all together. We've got the seat in place. The harnesses are just a clip-in, which are not going to be used for daily driving. We've got the new shifter in place with the custom etched shift plate over here, if I can get shadows to not be so shadowy. And yeah, how do you feel about the new shifter in here?
I'm stoked.
We also got the clutch delay valve, which you haven't driven yet.
Right.
We're about to test out in a minute here.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got, what else did we do? I don't even remember what we did.
What else did I feel like we're forgetting something?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we dialed in the car a bunch. We did not get to the mirror brackets yet, so the visors are still not installed on this. We will get those dialed in at a later date. I'm gonna take some measurements and stuff to try to get the brackets for that stuff all sorted. These guys, if I can get my arm around here, will be on the site soon. We're still tweaking a little bit with the brackets and stuff. The hardware was a little bit difficult to deal with, so those will be on the site soon. I might start a pre-order just to gauge how much interest there is on these guys there. And yeah, you got a test day this coming week.
Yeah, just in a couple days here at my home track. Yep.
And then you've got a big event for points coming up shortly after that.
In a few weeks.
So we're trying to dial the car in and get this thing ready for that, because you're making, do you know how far the drive is?
Oh god, it's like 10 or 11 hours, I think.
Do you know how many miles?
I don't off the top of my head.
It's got to be like
1,000?
Something like that, yeah. So this thing will be getting some good miles put in. It'll be getting some good testing on the way to and from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some testing in between with that other track day. And yeah, just trying to dial this thing in, you know, a little bit at a time and get it to be more and more competitive. We know the driver mod is there, so we're just trying to get the car to match.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go test out clutch delay valve delete and get some shots.
Sounds good.
Car's holding up. It's raining out here. I'm getting wet. We did a bunch of upgrades. Testing's coming. Results will be soon. I'm excited to see what happens. GE stuff is happening. New products are coming out for all of you that have been asking for forever. And yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. You really think I'd let you finish the video this way without showing you what's going to happen at the test day? Nah. But that test day didn't happen the way we thought. So here's David with some updates.
So following all the work we did on the car at Seb's last weekend, I had a test and tune coming up at my local track here, Waterford Hills, and I was really excited to shake the car down. However, at the last possible moment, the day before the event, as I was prepping the car, just doing a quick oil change and swapping the brakes back over, I discovered that there was some pretty concerning frame damage, and the front driver's side shock tower was separating from the body of the car. This is the progression of some damage that I'm sure was incurred the last time the car was at Waterford. We had a bit of an off. I put a tire in the grass under the heaviest braking zone on the track, spun to the infield, jumped the backside of a curb. We can put in video of that. But yeah, we thought we had gotten away with it. We checked over the car very closely, didn't see any sign of this damage, of course, and we realigned it. We had a broken wheel that we replaced, and it seemed like that was it, and that we'd gotten away with it. But it looks like over time, the welds on that shock tower had been weakened, and they just separated at some point, and right now the top of the shock tower is pulled away pretty significantly from the rest of the frame, though fortunately it doesn't look like it's to a degree we can't deal with. So I'm headed over to the shop right now and we're going to see what we can do about that. Alright, we are at the shop now. We've got the engine bay stripped down to get at the actual damage, and you can see that's not great. And it definitely wasn't like that immediately following the incident. It seems to have progressed over time, and we are going to try to unprogress it. Alright, we've got the shock pulled out, and we've been cleaning up these surfaces for welding, and I think we are about ready to start trying to massage this back into position. Delicate procedure. Alright. Alright, after a lot of creative massaging, it seems like stuff is lined up about as well as we can hope to get it, so it's time to start welding. Alright, so the welding is done, and it's time to start putting stuff back together, more or less. As you can see, we've got a lot more weld going on here. It should be a lot stronger than it was before we started. Not the prettiest, but it's going to get the job done. Alright, getting everything cleaned up. We just hit this with a bunch of seam sealer, and should be good to put stuff back in here. Alright, so I'm getting everything put back together, and amusingly it looks like the one hiccup is that this, it's hard to see with that light, but this panel up here, this one screw can't go in because we moved the threads away from it by bending that back into place. But that's like the only issue that we've run into so far, so fingers crossed that's the biggest problem we have to solve. Alright, we're all put back together, closed up, and all that's left to do is re-corner balance and align the car, and it should be good to send on our test day next Saturday.
So unfortunately David did not get to make it to that track day with the fit, but he did get to make it to a different track day the week next to, or the weekend after that one. He did get to test the car. He got really close to a PB, but because of old tires, he's just burning off old rubber rather than using nice new rubber, which he'll be using this weekend for Gridlife's event. He did not get to beat his PB. He did say that the car felt a lot better and that he definitely has it in him to beat that PB of his, but it just didn't happen because of tire wear. The tires were just way too cooked to get there. But the car is making progress. He did fix that strut tower. It has been holding up through the testing at that track day, and I will include the best lap from the day right here. So now he is pretty sure he's already gotten to Lime Rock Park, and he will be competing against the other Seb's Garage team member, Sam, and they're both actually doing a sticker giveaway. Since I was not personally able to make it to the event, I am having them represent me and the company by giving away free limited edition Seb's Garage decals that are event only to you guys. So if you are in the area or stopping at the event, make sure to stop by, say hi to both of them, and get yourself some free merch. But that will do it for this one. We have got more GE content coming. We've got a whole lot of progress happening on the black car and other cars in the shop, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.